Live from New York, it's Ask This Engineer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ask an Engineer. We're here at the Adafruit factory, as always, where we do all of the design, manufacture, engineering, testing, prep, shipping, support. Everything that you love about Adafruit happens here, physically, in this material world. And I am Lady Ada here with Mr. Lady Ada, and we're going to take you on a tour of this week in electronics, makers, 3D printing, hackers.
Engineers, a look at pioneers in the world. There's International Women's Day today. There's all sorts of things going on.
Yeah.
Let's get right to it.
This is exciting.
Okay, on tonight's show, the code is bull ride. We'll talk about that soon. Why is the code bull ride?
Well,
it's because 8 years ago, you wrote a bull. That's why.
You're just digging through the Flickr archives there.
That's right. Show and tell. Makers around the world showing and sharing their projects. We had, I think, 12 altogether this week. Epic week.
Crazy.
Pack the mailbags in to stop by. We have a new type of mailbag, your voicemails to us. This is going to be fun. Time travel, look back in the world of hackers, makers, artists, engineers, and future events. Made in New York, some footage from the Adafruit factory, some IoT news, 3D printing, Raspberry Pi, new products. We'll answer your questions. Are we going to have a top secret tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Top secret. We'll do trivia. All that and more on Ask an Engineer. Woo! Epic. Okay. All right. Let's pay some bills here.
Okay.
First up, the code is BullRide, 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Use it or lose it. That's when we turn off the code. It supports us. That's right. We're a 100% woman-owned USA manufacturing company. No loans, no venture capital. You probably heard the news today. If you can support a company that happens to have women who help run it or run it all, this is the way you can do it.
I'm doing this thing, 10% off of everything in the store except for gift certificates and AdaBox subscriptions.
That's right. AdaBox is going to be shipping soon. We'll talk about that. Okay. You're watching Ask an Engineer. It's 8 p.m. Wednesday. Show and tell, we just did it a few minutes ago. 7:30 p.m. every week Eastern Time. If you're in New York City and you place your order before 11 a.m., and you're in one of the zip codes, we have same-day delivery, $200 or more, UPS ground. That's real UPS shipping, trackable. It gets there. All right, Lady Ada, show and tell. Our favorite half an hour every single week. People around the world show and share their projects with you. We get to watch all the cool stuff. It was jam-packed, crazy projects, crazy good.
Crazy good.
Okay, what was on?
Okay, we started off with Noah and Pedro. They have a custom feather box that they've been working on. They've been working on it live, and also they'll probably release it soon. But it's a project they're working on with AT Makers. Basically, how can they make a box that holds a feather, maybe an OLED feather wing, a battery, or has some other buttons and connectors. Check that out. They also have this watch strap. I'll show the video. That's this week's project. Tony D went to the Emerald City Comic Con last weekend, had a really good time, took photos of some electronics-y cosplay. There was a lot of good cosplay, so we tried to focus just on the ones that had electronic components, and also tested out a Circuit Playground Express with two different programs running sort of a, Tony Stark, like, power pack thingy. I don't remember the name of it. I'm not a Marvel fan, really. One were with Arduino, one was CircuitPython. Basically said the CircuitPython one looked a little better because it had floating point math, but the Arduino one was a little bit faster. So just trying them both out and making sure that CircuitPython in particular lasted throughout the entire event, which it did, so that's good. John Park previewed an upcoming projects. If you want to see what people are working on, this is why Show and Tell's a good idea. He's got these gigantic 7 segments that he's made using NeoPixels. They're like 2 feet tall, and they're or maybe like 1.5 feet tall, and they're used for Ninja Warrior timers. So if you're like want to do your own Ninja Warrior course, having a gigantic timer is essential to getting the excitement flowing. He's building one. He's showing how he's building it with diffusion and tunnels and like connectors. A lot of the details that are that trip up people when they work on bigger projects. He's covering them. Wait for the tutorial to come out this week, and then maybe a video next week. And if you're in the Southern California area, I guess there'll be an event also at some Ninja Warrior training place. You can go check it out. Orlando loves biomedical stuff, loves analog, is making an Arduino 101 shield for biomedical hacking. It's got current sources and impedance converters, which is actually kind of neat. Never heard of that chip. It's got instrumentation op amps, temperature sensors, light sensors, everything you need to make cool biomedical projects on your Arduino compatible. Looks awesome. Orlando. Adam has a 1980s scanning electron microscope from Boeing that he got on eBay. He's been waiting for one for a couple of years. He's super excited, taking it apart, fixing it, showed off some projects. He hopes to get it working in the next couple of weeks.
It's beautiful, and all the machining that goes into all the parts.
Yeah, and like half the instruction manuals in Japanese.
So he's going to come back.
Any people out there who are like scanning electron microscope / Japanese fluent people who want to maybe work with him, I don't know, check him out on the Show and Tell. Maybe contact him and see if you can help out. Matthew has an adorable cat and a binary clock with true lamps, like AC lamps or DC lamps. Really beautiful, running off a Huzzah, so it has an NTP time, always has exactly the right time, and he's had it up for like almost a year, he said. Yeah. Bulbs haven't burned out, just looks really beautiful. Has like a very like 1970s like art deco kind of. I mean, it's kind of neat. It was really elegant and it looked like art, not like a clock. You know, it was very, very large and aesthetic. I like that. That was neat. Attila has a really cool NASA shirt, and he's studying to be an aeroastro major, and he's working on a project to put a rocket up 10,000 feet into the air with some teammates, and he's like, I'm not going to buy an altimeter, I'm going to make an altimeter.
Yeah, that was a cool project.
He did. He used a Raspberry Pi Zero, BNO 055, orientation sensor, BME 280, altitude, humidity, temperature sensor.
He gets a as seen on the Show and Tell sticker, and of course a high altitude balloon sticker that we have. Yeah,
that's cool. He's actually a rocket scientist. I love it. I love when people show up and they're like, hey, I'm not actually like an electrical engineer, but I'm using electrical engineering to do the things I like to do. Anirudh has a button with an LED and a motor, learning about circuits, trying out different things, wants to make like a motor that's connected to a glove. It's got alligator clips, a lot of promise. We're going to show off more projects soon. First steps into the electronics world. Yeah. Love it, the beginner mind. Bill and Chris Young are working on with AT makers to do accessible tech, and they wanted a project that people could build in a solder workshop. So they decided they would make a project where you could control a BB-8, like the BB-8 toy, without using the game control. You need 2 hands. Yeah, it's a lot of dexterity. And you have to grip it.
Yeah, so being able to control it just with maybe one hand.
Or with buttons.
Or you know, just being able to use switches.
Yeah, so they basically reverse engineered the IR protocol for the BB-8. Didn't know it doesn't use radio, it uses IR, which makes sense. It's much cheaper and much easier to do that. So they reverse engineered it, and they built a feather with 3 buttons, and then you can use an AT switch. Really neat use of electronics and like figuring out how can you reverse engineer the toys and stuff around us and make it more useful. Then Roberto showed off an update to his Jenkins LED indicator. He also made a 3D printed dual troll head doll. Don't completely understand what's up with that, but it's fully 3D printed.
Yeah, and he used Noah and Pedro's line hair tutorial for that. That was neat.
Yeah, the hair for the troll was made out of Ninja Flex.
I hate that these old kind of 80s toys you can remake with 3D printing.
It looked just like the real troll. I mean, like you do the same color, same like hair things. And then C. Scott had just all sorts of synthesizer updates, front panels, filters, modulars, Shruti panels.
Yeah, he has
it was a
good
whirlwind
suggestion for beginner synth, low-cost synth.
Yeah.
And more, so high praise.
That was it. It's 12 people
Yeah.
on the show and tell.
All
Took
participants
almost as
on
long
the show
to
and tell. Get an
list
S
them
scene
off.
on the show and tell sticker, or something else we toss in, depending on the project. We do that every single week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's part of our Adafruit Live series. That includes Desk of Lady Ada. This week we've been doing so much payphone hacking. It's been fun. So we'll fire up the payphone in a little bit because it's probably going to be the only form of communication left eventually.
Yes.
Physical phone lines are
Well,
coming
like
back.
you said, payphones, because they're made out of payphone, they're indestructible.
You can't destroy these. So we have a couple Desk of Lady Adas where we show the hack on the voice over IP box that you tapped into the audio, and then
This one was just us showing, I was just like playing with the
yeah,
phone. Oh, this one's the hacking one, so it's two videos.
no, I combined the two.
Great.
And I sped them up, and then we took some live calls on the air. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we separate the audio. So that's a really neat project. And if you're interested in phones and how all voice over IP could work with like old tech and new tech, that's for you. Okay. Next up, that's Tony D. Exploring the world of CircuitPython. Tony has a really neat project that I think it's going to be a project that people look at when they say, okay, I know Arduino, I might want to do something with CircuitPython, which is Python versus Arduino, so C versus Python. So that's part of our new launch of our new product, CircuitPython. So check it out. It's of course on YouTube. Blinka is our friendly Python snake that helps guide you through Pythonic code. And Tony recently went to the Seattle Comic-Con and he did an arc reactor, and he actually has two, one Arduino powered, one CircuitPython powered. So you can see the differences, and he just did the show and tell, and he showed, hey, the color differences are different because you can do slightly different math. That's kind of neat. So, okay.
Yeah, I love this like 3-camera video, and I like trying things in Arduino and Python because it's a good way to make sure, like, can you still do the things that people want to do?
Yeah. All right, and then we have, of course, more Circuit Playground projects. Aaron is in this week.
Whew.
Here we go.
Dancing to the dawn, we'll hit a light up the night. We'll hit a party tonight, we'll make it just right. Groove into the music, yeah, we'll light up your night.
And Aaron has a couple other examples of controlling it with the switch.
She's having way too much fun in these videos.
All right, next up, Pack the Mailbag. Packet got an upgrade. That's right. It's not just emails anymore. It's not just form puts. It's not just tweets. When we did all those calls live,
Yeah.
when I think it was 150 people tried to call our
They
home,
really wanted a
our
Pi
home-
Zero.
Yeah, we gave away a Pi Zero. And if we were talking to someone on the phone, it went to voicemail, and then our voice over IP box blew up. And so it went to voicemail. So what we did is we asked, hey, if it goes to voicemail, say something nice. So later on tonight, we might try to do that again. So if you leave a message, say something nice. Because I'm going to play it on the air maybe either way. Well, not the mean ones. But
Tell a story, maybe, like what's the first thing
Yeah.
you built or
So-
what you're building now.
so here's one of our first Packet the Mailbag voice messages.
Vmail.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Ted from Santa Barbara, California. I have to say it was an awesome idea for you guys to allow people to call in. Though I'm not able to reach you and I didn't win the Raspberry Pi Zero, I appreciate what you guys have done. I love following you, and I appreciate your products, and I look forward to more to come. So take care.
Yay, so that's our experiment. We'll keep doing this. All right, some time travel stuff. Things are happening, Lady Ada. Time is happening, whether we like it or not.
Oh boy.
The arrow of time moves forward. Entropy. So, some news, 1876, telephone. Bell filed a patent.
Just telephone.
Yeah, Bell filed a patent, 1876.
Okay.
So, kind of timely, huh? Yeah. All right, next up, since it's International Women's Day, of course, it's Women's History Month on the Adafruit blog. Happy birthday, Betty Holt Burton, American engineer and programmer. She was one of the original ENAC programmers, first general purpose electronic digital computer. I have not seen posters of her.
Yeah.
So check out our blog. We try to find specifically women who aren't in the spotlight. So, originally programming wasn't necessarily something that just guys did.
Yeah.
It was something that there was definitely more women, and then it dipped down.
Calculators used to be just the name of the women who did the calculations.
Yeah. So, anyways, check it out.
Calculate.
Might be a trivia question later. You never know. And happy birthday, Olga, 1922. Russian mathematician and academic is born. Soviet-Russian mathematician, known for her work on partial differential equations, especially Hilbert's 19th problem. Do you even know what that is?
I do not know Hilbert's 19. I don't even know his first problem.
I didn't even know what his first 18 problem was.
Yeah, I'm like
But the
totally
19th
not on
one,
top of the
yeah.
Hilberts.
And then we have some time travel news coming up. So next week will be the 11th year anniversary of the first time we hung out together in person.
Yay!
And to celebrate that, I dug up some old photos. So the night that we ran into each other in Austin, Texas, we took a Roomba and we dressed it up like Frogger. We controlled it with Bluetooth and we ran it across the street over and over until it got ran over by an SUV. And there we are, younger, happier.
I don't know if we were happier.
Drunker.
We were drunker.
And,
there was tequila involved for sure.
There was a lot.
Well,
And-
it's Austin.
And so that was South by Southwest, and
Yeah.
that was 11 years ago, and it was March 16th. And I remember we had that epic night. We put the Roomba in traffic. We controlled it over Bluetooth. This is 11 years ago. This is,
Yeah, and Bluetooth doesn't
And-
work that much better now either.
yeah, and then I sent you an email, and I don't really put up our emails between each other on our shows, but this one's an interesting one. So that evening, I wrote you a note, and I said, you're going to be on the cover of Wired in 5 years, and then you told me what you still tell me to this day, you should sleep.
Well, it was 12:48
Yeah.
at night in the morning.
Yeah, so 5 years later to the day, you ended up on the cover of Wired.
Yes,
And this is the post from Make, March 16th. So not bad.
pretty good.
Not bad guessing.
pretty good.
Not bad guessing.
Pretty good.
Just want to say,
Yes,
I saw so much potential in your ability to do things with electronics.
that you bent time and space.
I thought I saw this idea, this like murky image of you like on a cover.
Yeah.
I think it was a tequila.
Okay.
And
You ate the worm.
Yeah. So, anyways, 2013, you did a UN talk. This was the 57th session of the Commission on the Status of Women. And then in 2014, we all went bowling. 2015, we hit 100,000 makers on Google+, makers, hackers, artists, and engineers. So now we're caught up to present time. And in present time, we're doing the show. And next week, we're
Whoa.
doing... That's right.
Deep.
Next week, we're doing some other shows. Tomorrow night, we're going to have an interview with Gauri Nanda. A lot of folks probably saw her on Shark Tank and probably remember her work on Clocky or Talkie.
Engineer
Yeah,
from MIT builds
yeah.
very high-tech toys and
Yeah.
devices.
So you're going to interview her for
Connected
about
stuff.
45 minutes or so, and she has a new product called Talkies, and it's a really neat Internet of Things device that allows kids to talk to other kids or their parents without using a phone. And it makes sure it's okay, the message, and they talk into it. Really neat demo, and you can see some of the projects. This is the MIT page, and like I said, Clocky is one of the projects that I wrote about a long time ago. I'm still in time travel section, so here's a make post back in 2007. I still have the Clocky somewhere. That's our old desk at the Adafruit apartment, and that's my
That's
coffee.
here. That's here now. Being
You still
used.
have the desk.
Yeah.
So you'll talk to Gory, and you'll have the interview probably tomorrow night around 9 p.m. and hear some of the talkies. So check that out.
Very cute.
And the name of her company now, if you want to check it out, is Toy Mail. And recently just had a very successful Shark Tank. I guess that's what
They fought over her.
they fought over. We want to give you more money.
Yeah,
so
she got more.
we actually played we have the clip. So
Oh, Harvey.
we're gonna do that for the show.
Okay.
Okay. And then next up, on Wednesday of next week, we're changing up Ask an Engineer.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're
I can't
changing
wait.
up Ask an Engineer. We're calling it Ask a Lawyer. And so Marty and Jordan, who are part of the Adafruit firm that they have our trademarks, patents, copyrights, they help us with things. They're going to be on the show. And for all of you makers out there who have businesses and you have questions about trademarks and copyrights and patents and just basically how to run business with legal things, even Creative Commons. in
Yeah,
mind.
especially they're intellectual property lawyers, so they know that stuff best. So if you have IP questions, and make them general, so it's not like legal advice. Don't be like, I personally had this thing and blah blah blah. Just say like, hey, in general, if this happens, like, what law does that cover? How do you protect yourself against this kind of situation?
Yeah.
They will be giving general, not specific, not legal advice, but legal discussion.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of
warnings.
lawyer disclaimers that it's not legal advice. But one of the things that we wanted to do is help makers, especially maker pros or just people who are making products, understand some of the things that you might need to do. Because we didn't get a trademark for everything. We didn't have the legal resources that we have now. So we started very small, but we learned some important things. If you saw the news during last year and this year, there was 2 different Arduinos that could have been avoided. So there's going to be lots of things that if you understand how trademark works and copyrights work and patents work, you might be able to either solve some problems or avoid some problems. So that'll be kind of neat. And then, a special shout out to Marty. So not too long ago, but long enough where I can talk about it now, Adafruit got a subpoena, and we fought it and we won. And we didn't have to give the information about all of our customers. And Marty just happened to be the lawyer I can get a hold of, and he really helped us through the process. So that's a subpoena I got, and I have this terrifying photo of you and him. This is when we did our presentation.
I like how he's like,
to the
oy
government.
vey.
And right there, they dropped the subpoena. They understood that we never really did anything that was wrong, and it was very stressful. So thank you so much, Marty, for all of your help. So I'll definitely thank him for that. But that was something that we had to take care of, and it was definitely interesting. Okay, there's more Lady Ada.
Oh boy.
Tuesday of next week, it looks like we're going to be interviewing Altium. So in the world of CAD tools, Eagle went cloud-based. Altium is on Twitter, and they're like, hey, we got something too.
There's like
So-
Altium is one of the big 5
Yeah.
CAD software companies that
Yeah.
they're particularly well known for their PCB CAD software.
Yeah.
Bunny loves them.
Yeah.
Dave Jones loves using them. He worked there.
Yeah.
A couple other people I know really like
So-
Altium. So it'll be interesting to. They've certainly interested in getting out to the maker community.
Yeah.
So we thought, hey, let's interview
Well, it's only
them.
fair. So when Eagle was acquired by Autodesk, I sent an email to their team, and I said, hey, can I interview someone there and just ask a bunch of questions from the community? So when I saw Altium on Twitter tweeting our links about Eagle and the cloud subscription,
Yeah.
C. Scott did a post on our blog, I reached out to them. I said, hey, how about you do an interview too? So they're engineers. I think we're going to be on a live video with us. So we have some questions, and we'll see how it goes. Anyways, shout out to Altium for jumping in. Okay, so Lady Ada,
Yes.
today is International Women's Day,
Okay.
and lots of stuff is going on.
Yeah.
So,
Like what?
well, there's people celebrating businesses like Adafruit,
Yeah.
other businesses, other organizations that have women leading them, women business owners, scientists, engineers, all day on Twitter. You can see the hashtag. Lots of fun. You don't need to just tune in today, though. We have an entire month of posts. It's Women's History Month. Some interesting things I thought in the news, and this is why the code is bull ride. So this statue, it's called Fearless Girl by Kristen Visbal, I think, and it's a statue in front of the bull at Wall Street. or near Wall Street.
And it's bronze. It's like it's a bronze.
Yeah, and she's
casting.
standing there.
That's cool.
And it signifies, maybe there could be more women on, boards of companies and lots of different things. But what's interesting is when you and I were walking around at like 3 in the morning 8 years ago to get postal bins because we were running a little electronics company in the financial district in our little apartment. I think I convinced you to jump on the bull and take a photo.
I don't think you had to convince me.
I didn't think I had to convince you.
I think I just did it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, take a photo."
So today when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, where was that photo? And we put it on Flickr.
Yeah.
So it was 8 years ago, and you can see versions of us basically from 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's why the code is bullride. And if there's any problems checking out on the site or anything, folks, just come back. I'll let the code run until tomorrow. So be chill.
Be chill.
All right, we're an open source hardware company, Lady Ada.
We
Did you
are
know that?
indeed.
Yep. We have some tutorials this week. What's on learn.adafruit.com?
Let's see. Okay, well, I'm trying to remember what was last week. Can you hide me? Because I think there was
Hide
one
you.
guide behind.
I'm
Okay,
gonna hide you.
we did Circuit Playground and Fiber Optics was last week. I think that we did the I/O Basics Servo was also last week. Last week was also the Circuit Playground. I think this week was only the Circuit Python Hardware List 3DH Accelerometer. I think that was Friday's guide. The Sparkle Skirt Playground, which you saw this awesome video from Aaron, how to basically make a sparkle skirt using only a Circuit Playground. And this week's 3D Hangouts project, the 3D printed watch band for the Apple Watch.
All right.
I think, is that it? Was there, what was it?
Yeah. We have more pending. Once we get
I
home,
think we have a couple
we have some
pending,
more
that's
to
it, yeah.
release, yeah. So that's at learn.adafruit.com, and we have 1,176 tutorials right
Getting
now.
there.
Tick, 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 tick to 2,000. I like it. When we catch up to the year, that's going to be fun. 2000.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2017.
Look, it's
2018.
inevitable. We will eventually. We we
Yes.
got to 1,000,
Yes.
and we're
It's gonna
getting
happen.
to 15% close to 2,000.
It's gonna happen,
It just
Lady
takes
Ada.
a couple of years.
It's going to happen.
On average, one every other day.
Yeah. And there's more people writing tutorials with us all the time. Okay. Some other company news. I figured I'd mention it. So we got Twitter verified.
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
thread.
Yeah, it took years.
Did you have to like submit like a document that says I am a fruit?
Yeah, the level of verification is intense. So anyways, so when you see Adafruit tweeting and you see the little thing, that's actually us. There was a couple people trying to pretend to be an Adafruit or something like that. And,
No.
Yeah.
If they could do as good engineering, you can follow them too. But
Yeah. I think they were trying to trick people. And then, of course, we're Adabot on Snapchat. We do a lot of behind-the-scenes things with Snapchat, and we also are on Instagram, and you can see a lot of the kind of the day-to-day stuff that we do. Okay, so other news, Adabox 3 is about to ship, and it's a surprise. What's in it? Oh, we're going to let you know? Oh, no, we're not. But there's some clues. What could it be? What could it be?
it's a pillow.
Yeah, so definitely check out Adabox before.
And I think
Yeah,
that
when
if
that
you
shipment.
if you sign up now, you won't get this box, but you'll get the next box. The good news though is all of the Ada boxes we then put in the shop.
Yeah.
After we've shipped them, we make a couple hundred more and put them in the shop. You won't get them at such a good price, and you won't get some of the special extras.
Yeah.
But you can still purchase the box if you would like to follow along and build some of the Ada box
Yeah,
projects.
yeah, we're going to try to always make sure all the boxes might not have some of the, like I have a little pin here. Some of them might not have some of the goodies, but we're going to have most of the things that are in the boxes.
Yeah,
as a
the
standalone product.
core also will make it so you can ship it internationally. Like right now,
Yeah.
we do not ship internationally for Adabox, but you will be able to
Yeah.
to do so. It's kind of we're working on it. We're working on it. It's
Yeah.
a little complicated to ship electronics internationally.
We're working with partners, and then we're also setting up international shipping for Adabox, probably with DHL. So we're working with them.
Yeah, working on it.
Yeah,
It's happening.
Okay. Some made in New York, some factory footage this week. And get some circuit playgrounds. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
board loader. Bam, 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 bam. That's
That's a great shot.
That's the sound that I make when I see
Bum,
electronics.
bum, bum, bum,
Yeah.
bum, 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 bum.
So they go
Beep,
through.
beep, beep,
so it's
beep,
board
beep,
loader, stenciler, and then Samsung
Zoop.
1, Samsung 2, 41, 42.
Zoop.
And it's about 30,000 components an hour on each one, and then it goes into the oven, pops out the other side.
This is a perfect little video
Yeah.
This is exactly
So
what it
this
takes
is how things are made.
to make things.
This is
isn't it?
how it's made.
Hi,
There's a
I'm
show called How It's
done.
Made, but we also have a show here called Ask an Engineer. And
I
show
wish
how
we
it's
could
made.
get How It's Made to come by, but I think they're Canadian only, right? Or-
Yeah, How It's Made in Canada.
Hmm.
All right, and then, these are some of the boards. This is before we take off the individual PCBs and do testing.
And this is what you want to do with them because they're just like so much fun to spin.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun to just spin it.
Spin.
So we also have, this is when the stencil gets cleaned. So there's conductive paste that pushes through, and this is a laser, very powerful laser that cuts through metal.
You got to keep it nice and tidy.
You have to, because these are very tiny traces.
The holes are so small; they're a fraction of a millimeter, so they get
Yeah.
clogged. If they get clogged, it's no good.
Yeah. And then, you know, fun little test here. Boop. We have these fun tweezers.
I love the
that
tweezer
are
testers.
conductive. Yeah, it's super nice.
Right.
Yeah, that's fun.
Nice.
And you can put it on paper, which is pretty cool.
They just tape it, yeah. They
Pretty
put
cool.
double-sided tape. Double-sided tape is the electrical engineer's friend,
It's pretty cool.
especially for manufacturing.
Yeah. All right, next up. This is Nimbus, the friendly cloud entity. This week I just have a little bit of an update. So I talked about our Internet Things Bill of Rights. We're still working on Adafruit.io with all the bells and whistles and dials. We have our Internet Things Bill of Rights. I've been thinking about switches because there's a fun XKDC comic that just came out, and
We were making fun of this recently.
yeah. So
Not XKCD, but
yeah,
Alexa's.
Yeah, and so basically, because you say Echo or Alexa, we changed ours as a computer.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you can do now is test when you walk into maybe a friend's house. If they have an Alexa, you could say, "Hello, thanks for inviting us. Alexa, order 2 tons of cream corn. Alexa, confirm purchase." Because it is funny because you can see if there's something listening. So,
You did purchase something through the Alexa recently.
Yeah,
and
I
I didn't
did.
like that. I was like, I don't like it.
I didn't like how easy it was.
It was a little too easy.
A little too easy. It was neat, but I was like, So, anyways, one of the things that I've been thinking about is maybe on our devices that we make, if something has a microphone, if you're doing some type of Alexa or Watson or Siri or whatever it is, it has a little permanent physical switch that you can turn on and off the listening. So can you hand me the little switch? So I thought that this is a neat idea. So we were actually in the store, and I saw this. I might stop these. These are little plugs that have an on and off switch that has a light. So you really, really, really know.
And then you get the data cables.
Yeah, I like switches now that maybe...
Switches stop snitches.
Switches stop switches, but also that has an LED, because you can't trust firmware
No.
to really be on or off.
So, no, I like it when there's a mechanical.
Yeah, so this is like
switch.
no power.
No.
So what I might do for some of the things that we have at home is have this, so I can just glance over and see if that Alexa is on listening, or maybe I turn it off like this, because I just don't trust it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't trust it.
Don't trust it.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. So that's
Shouldn't
a fun
trust it.
comic. You can see that. All right, 3D printing. You know, Pedro are printing up a storm. They have a bunch of neat stuff going on. They did a 3D printed Apple wristband. We're going to play the
It's
video.
cool. It's drool strewed.
Drool struded.
Hey Siri,
I love
did you know you can 3D print your own Apple Watch band? I never really thought about it. Hey, what's up guys? Noah here for Adafruit, and in today's project video, I want to show you how I 3D printed my wristband for my Apple Watch. So I've actually wanted to 3D print my own band ever since the Apple Watch first came out, and when it launched, there really wasn't a lot of options to choose from. So the idea was to kind of design a band that you just couldn't get anywhere else. But since then, there's been a lot of new bands released, and it's really become its own market. I mean, if you just look at Amazon, you can see that there are literally 41,000 options. But even with so many on the market, I still think there's an opportunity to design your own. So in my first design, I really wanted to experiment with different textures and actually print them in 2 different colors. Mainly because at the time, the sport bands were only available in single colors, and they were pretty basic. So I 3D printed my wristband in NinjaFlex filament. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically a elastic rubber-like material. It's really flexible and pretty strong. It's technically a TPU-based material that has a lot of the same properties of the official sport bands from Apple. I think the really cool thing about this project is that I actually 3D printed it flat on the bed, and because it's super flexible, you basically just pull it right off the bed and it wraps around your wrist. From a design standpoint, I 3D modeled it flat, and I didn't have to worry about getting the curvature of my wrist right, so you kind of get that for free with the material, which I think is pretty cool. Probably the most important thing that makes this project work are these little connectors. They're specifically designed to work with the Apple Watch, and the whole concept of making these bands with a quick release feature is that you can get a whole bunch of bands and it's really easy to swap them in and out. So of course, Apple doesn't actually sell these, but you can get them from online retailers like AliExpress. You can get them now in different colors for only $3. These things were actually $15 when the Apple Watch first came out, which really goes to show you how the cost of things come down over time. So in my design, all I really had to do is to make a hollow cylinder on the end of each strap. This would allow me to easily insert the axle from the connectors, so nothing really too complicated about it. But if you're interested in how I designed it, I did do a step-by-step tutorial, which I'll have linked in a card and down below in the description. In my second design, I really got inspired to make it into more of a useful utility, so I came up with this idea where I could fit the lightning audio adapter thing for the iPhone 7 so that I could carry it with me wherever I go. Mainly because I never remember to bring it with me, so I do need it to play audio in my car. Yeah, I don't have Bluetooth in my car. But I also put these little sockets on the side for holding tool bits. I kind of got inspired by the whole wearable Leatherman product, so I'll always have tools with me wherever I go. It also has a Batman utility belt vibe to it, which I think is kind of cool. What I found most interesting about this project is that you can really make it custom fitted just for you. I noticed that a lot of the bands out there have these sizing holes, and they're really necessary since everybody has different size wrists. From a design standpoint, you kind of have to have these. But since it's designed just for me, I don't have to have all these holes all over the place. Another cool thing about this project is I think it would make a great classroom project. So if you're a design student, you can really use this as an opportunity to get creative, think up unique concepts, design shapes, patterns, and textures. And if you're a person who already works in a creative field, you can really design your own to match your brand, your style, wardrobe, or costume, because, you know, cosplay. It's also way less expensive than the official watch bands. I mean, it only cost me 36 cents in material, and when you combine that with the $3 class, it's still way under the cost of the ones you can buy on Amazon or wherever else. Obviously, taking consideration that I already own a 3D printer, but I use it for work, and the printer has already paid for itself many times over. So I hope this project inspires you to make your own custom bands. Obviously you don't have to make it for an Apple Watch, you could make it for Android Wear or a Pebble. The goal here is really to make it for whatever wearable device you have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this project and video format, let me know. I usually don't talk about why I make something, I just kind of show you how. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the Adafruit channel. We have a whole bunch of DIY projects that have to do with 3D printing and DIY electronics. I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Okay. Woo. So
Okay.
some more 3D printing, and special shout out to Nick and Dean and Daigo for helping out, kicking some server stuff that we had to do.
Fixing it. We're
Thank you
back
so much.
on track.
Woo. All right, and we have a time lapse. So let's go to that.
Let's do it.
That's my time travel sound that I use for other things too.
Extrude, extrude.
Let the extruding begin. Shows are doing a bunch of live ones during the week. They're showing all sorts of things. They're working with AT makers, doing feather toppers, and
Unending
more.
design.
Yeah. All right.
This reel of plastic doesn't run out.
So I have a serious conversation to have. It's 8:43. Do you know where your Raspberry Pi Zero wireless is?
It's in a box.
It's probably going to ship soon, and it'll probably be in stock. So we have to have a serious conversation.
Serious conversation time.
With folks. So this is some Pi news. So the Pi Zero wireless came out. Here it is. We give some away sometimes. We have some in stock. We put them in stock as fast as we can. We invite them to dinner. We give them fresh fruit and tea. We do everything we possibly can to make
They
these
go great with-
Pi Zeros as comfortable as possible.
Look at that crystalware.
Before we send them out to you. These
They're
are,
treated luxuriously.
these are free-range organic Raspberry Pi Zero wirelesses.
Okay,
So
but
here's
you
the
may have
thing.
some questions.
So here's the thing. Some people are really mean. And so we have a Pi Zero wireless FAQ that we put up. We had to put up a Zero FAQ before. What is the Pi Zero? I'm just going to go over the high-level ones.
Go for it.
We're not going to talk about this. Is huge.
This is long. You can read it online. We have it
Huge.
on the blog.
It is.
Okay.
This is also in WikiLeaks released this FAQ today.
I
too.
know.
So we say what the Pi Zero is. Why can't you purchase one more at a time? People ask that. How do I know when they're in stock? We show you how to sign up. How come sometimes there's packs and sometimes there's just standalone units? Why is there delays on shipping? Because when you place an order, it says, hey, this is not going to ship out today. Because when we put in thousands at a time, we don't want to hurt ourselves. It takes a while for us to ship these.
Yes.
And we don't want to hurt the team.
Humans have to actually do this work.
Yeah.
And we should be nice to those humans.
Okay. What happens when I get an out-of-stock notification email, but when I go there, it's out of stock again? We go over that. What accessories do you recommend? We go over that. What's a good quality 5-volt power supply? Because here's what happens. People get these sometimes, and they have a crummy power supply, and they're like, doesn't work.
The Wi-Fi cuts out,
Yeah.
or like, yeah.
Okay. What type of card do you need? The operating system. Adapters. On-the-go cables. USB console cables. The headers that you need. The enclosure, the protector. The USB powered hub. These are important things because a lot of people get these. They're like, it doesn't work. It does.
Yeah.
And we spend a ton of time saying, hey, like that isn't what it is. And we have this FAQ. What keyboards do you need? The cobbler. The Ethernet hub.
Yeah.
So this is everything that's in there. I also put a link in this video. So please, please, please don't be mean to our team. I swear there's been like full-on meltdowns.
Yeah.
And people have been really nasty to our team because they couldn't get this nearly free thing. And we're going as fast as we can.
And if
so please be
people
nice.
yeah, I mean, by the way, like, there's reasons why not a lot of people sell this. It's not. We think it's good for the community, but
Yeah.
if people keep on not being nice, it's going to be really hard
Yeah,
for us to
and-
say yes to carry the next Pi
And
Zero like thing.
99.999% of the people are fine.
Yeah.
It's, I kid you not, there was a guy who wrote a letter to the Attorney General because he couldn't
He could only buy one.
He could only buy one.
He wanted to buy another one.
Okay, and then he cursed at us, he threatened us, he called our team nasty names, he called you nasty names, he called me nasty names. And so I said, you can't shop with us anymore. So he went bonkers.
Yeah.
And I talked to the person there and they said, what's going on? This person sounds crazy. I go, yeah, I know.
And it was just hours and hours and
Yeah,
hours,
so-
and multiple people for like a $5
Yeah.
computer.
So anyways, just be chill. We'll keep doing this. Just be chill. Don't let. And if you see someone who's crazy, you know, like you're in a line at a grocery store,
Yeah.
and the person in front is being really mean, or if you're at a restaurant and someone's yelling at the staff,
Yeah.
you just say, hey, like, come on, like, be cool. We were all on the front line
Yeah.
dealing with people at some point in our life. So just be chill.
Be chill.
We were getting coffee once, and someone was freaking out because there was no more cake pops, and the person said, "We stopped selling cake pops like years ago. Stop!" And she's melting down.
It was
And we're like,
totally
"Hey, like, come on!" And it's like, "Bring it down. Yeah, you're up here.
It's just,
Bring it down
it's
here.
just a cake pop.
It's just a cake pop." Okay.
The person
anyways.
behind the counter has nothing to do with whether they stock cake pops or not.
Yeah.
It's not.
And here's the thing: you can go to Micro Center. There's other places with the Pi Zero wireless. We're going as fast as we can, but we're not going to damage ourselves and the company, and we're not going to let people be mean to our staff. And we might ask you to shop somewhere else.
Yeah, if you're mean, you may not be able to shop with us anymore.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Don't like doing it, but sometimes we say, hey, we just
It's not working out.
if you're not treating someone how you would treat them in person, or if you are treating them how you treat them.
Yeah,
in
so you have to
person.
be careful with that one
Yeah.
because sometimes they do treat
Yeah.
people like that in
Okay.
person.
So I just had to do this in the camera because I'll send a time-coded link to some folks. I'll just be like, please, like we're humans here.
We would love to provide these awesome electronics to you.
Yeah.
So please
right.
make it easy on us.
So that being said, code is bullride. Radiata road bull. Just wrote it. That's what the code is. Radiata. You know what time it is? Do your song.
New, 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 new.
All right, new product.
Yes.
Okay, so I love iFixit.
Okay, so
They're a
this.
good cause and good business.
Yeah, I really like iFixit. We have this lovely pack from them.
Okay, here's the thing.
What?
I've got a video. Do you want?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want them to talk about it, or
Yeah,
do you want to talk
they
about
should
it?
just talk about it. Have them do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only a minute. Okay, let's do it.
iFixit's Essential Electronics Toolkit offers the tools you need to be able to open a device, swap out batteries, and replace displays. The kit comes with a magnetized driver and 16 common bits found in today's electronics, such as Phillips, Pentalobe, Flathead, Torx, and Torx Security. It also comes with a suction handle that will help you lift displays along with an opening tool to pry open devices. We also include an ESD-safe spudger for disconnecting cables, along with a jimmy that will easily slip between the tightest gaps in the toughest devices. 6 opening picks for scraping and prying. 1 set of ESD-safe tweezers to grab small screws and pieces in tight spots. And you can even stay organized by using the lid sorting tray. Devices get damaged all the time. Don't get caught off guard with the new Essential Electronics Toolkit. Pick up yours today at ifixit.com.
Okay.
Okay.
And like the video said, iFixit has a great channel, and they are one of our favorite companies. That's a good cause and a good business. They do a lot for your rights to take things apart and repair them.
The
So-
thing that's really nice about the iFixit kits, and I'll tell you why I like them in particular, is this kit doesn't just have the screwdriver set. Like, it does have all these screwdriver bits and like the weird shapes and everything, and it doesn't have all the ones that you don't use. It only has the ones that you do use. But it also has. Can you go back one?
Yeah.
It has like. Can you grow the?
What do you want?
Can you make it so we can see the top?
Yeah, they can do anything.
Thank you.
This is-
Just because it's a little tough. Yeah. So this suction cup thing.
This is Ask an Engineer magic.
I know. Thank you. It's got the little, like the jimmy opening knife. It's got these tweezers are handy. It's got spudger. It's got these opening picks, and it's got this suction thing. So that suction thing is really, really important. A good quality one makes a difference because to remove glass screens from devices, you need to there's no way to grip onto it, and you don't want to crack the glass. So you actually suction onto it. You clean it off. You suction onto it, and then you pull it apart. So it has like a little bit of every tool. So this is like a really nice kit. I think they're a little bit like, wow, we're gonna just take our most popular tools and put them together. So this is kind of like,
Yeah.
we have a bunch of like screwdriver sets, but this is a really good fix-it kit.
Yeah.
It's a nice box, too.
It's one of our favorites.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
great.
So, speaking of Pi stuff,
Okay, we have the Compute Module 3 Lite, the CM3L, and this is a very specific thing to explain why you need it. You are an engineer at a company and you're designing a product that wants to use the Raspberry Pi as a core, but for some reason or for various reasons, you don't want to use the actual physical Pi 3. There's times where you need to be really slim. Like for example, there's digital signage from NEC, and they actually use a Pi Compute
Yeah.
module as the brains, and so there's a
any
slot.
type of signage you want to and you want to be able to like pop it out really fast.
That's right. You
Yeah.
want to be able to upgrade it or adapt it, or maybe you're building, PLCs or some portable or something where you want to be able to snap in and out the core. And the thing that people who do design, industrial controls, they really like that they can get these mass manufactured little computer modules. So this is sort of like, it's kind of like a response to Gumsticks, but it's a Raspberry Pi BCM, oh man, what is it, the 2783, whatever, the 87. It's the quad core, 1.2 gigahertz, super high speed Pi 3 chipset. It's got plenty of RAM. It's got power supply on it. It doesn't have the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and this one doesn't have MMC memory. We'll carry the one with the MMC memory. This basically is just like the power supply stuff, the CPU and the memory, and all of the pins brought out. And you're going to get way more GPIO because the Raspberry Pi only has a 2x20 connector. This one has all of them, and it has the HDMI connections on the SODIMM slot. It's got USB. It's got all that good stuff. Can you go to the next few? And we'll
Yeah, we have. Do you want to go to the?
No, just clip just so you can see. Like
wanna see the front
you can
back?
see this is the chip, and on the back there is the RAM. And see that spot that's missing? That's where
Yeah.
the MMC would be. So we'll have later the version that has
Gotcha.
4 or 8 gigabytes of flash MMC memory on it. This is just the core SODIMM slot, and it breaks out like every pin. Okay, but you're like, well, I have to develop with it.
Yeah. What if I want to put it in a thing Because I don't want to, I don't have that other thing yet.
Right, because you're developing your product that's going to
Making
use
a
this.
product.
So what you would do is you'd get the I/O board, and this I/O board is kind of like, it's a Raspberry Pi on steroids. Oh, can you do the shrinky thing again?
The shrinky thing.
Yeah.
okay.
So this has a little that SODIMM slot you can slot the Pi 3 in, and it also has the USB brought out. It doesn't have a USB or Ethernet hub. It has the HDMI. It has 2 display ports, 2 camera ports, which the normal Raspberry Pi doesn't. Has the SD slot so you can plug in your Jessie, and it has 100 GPIO. So you get all of the GPIO. So you could have, for example, if you wanted to have it do a DPI, like a TFT driver, which it can do natively, it has built-in TFT driving. You're not going to use all your pins. You're going to have 40 more pins available for use. So this is definitely a way more extensive Raspberry Pi. Now here's the deal. They're not making a lot of these. This is kind of a specialty item. So it's going to be a lot more expensive. They just don't have the volumes to justify, the ultra low price of the Pi 3. So this isn't a low cost version. This is for developers who are working on an advanced project. They need 2 display connections, and they need 2 camera connections, and they need 100 GPIO. This will do it for
Pi
you.
compute breakout board.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. All right. So we put these products in right before the show started. These are fun.
These are fun. So you probably want one of each, or maybe you
Yeah.
want 2 compute modules and 1 I/O board.
Okay. Now onto the Blinky.
Okay, we're getting into the fun stuff. So we got, Colin had this video about mechanical keyboards. Colin Cunningham is a huge mechanical keyboard fan. He knows all about the different blues and the reds and the cherries. And
We
the
did an
cherry
entire pseudo-random about our kind of collective obsession with keyboards. If you're using a computer a lot, eventually, this is something you touch all day long.
Yeah, it's like
it
a
matters.
extension of yourself. So he actually said, hey, check out this this LED backlit mechanical keyboard. It has blue type switches. It's not true Cherry MX bases. You can't tell the difference when you use it. Basically, you get all of the joy without having to have the expense. It's a great beginner keyboard if you want a mechanical keyboard. And it's got these cool LED backlights with different programs. I thought I'd show it off a little bit because it's got some really cool effects. I will say this is very hacking friendly.
I like it.
So this is so you can change the mode with the function and then press insert. So this is just you see a little bit of a refresh, but that's because of the camera. You don't see it. This is just, normal backlit, all the lights, they have different colored lights. This one, as you type each key, it lights up. And again, there's a little bit of a refresh, but you don't see it if you're not looking through a camera.
Unless you're a camera.
Yeah, if you're a camera, then you will see a little refresh.
But if you are a camera, we're cool with that.
This is just kind of all glowing backlight on and off. This one is gamer. It has the escape, WASD, and the arrow keys lit.
Yep.
This is just kind of like a scroll back and forth. This is a different, angular scroll. There's a lot of different modes. This one, it kind of, swirls around. It doesn't change. This is just automatic. And then there's other modes. This one is kind of like a wave.
I think this is going to be a good kind of mechanical, clicky LED keyboard that's going to get people into this hobby. I think this is a good entry.
Yeah, hold on. Let me use this other thing to normalize it. Hold on.
You're using LEDs to control LEDs.
So this is my favorite. So when you type it, it kind of has a ripple effect. So whatever key you type, the LEDs leave from that location. So it's kind of it's cool. I'm hacking, and it the LEDs swirl. I don't know. I think it's kind of a neat effect.
Yeah.
This one and the one where each individual key lights up. Those are the 2 that I think are the most fun. But they're all fun. So this feels really good. I really like the feeling. It's you have a little resistance, but not too much. It's fully mechanical. They're double shot keypads. The keycaps. The keycaps are Cherry MX compatible.
This is Colin approved. This is a big
Colin
deal.
really like these. So if you want to switch the keycaps, you can. I mean, if you get translucent ones, you'll see the LED through it, or you can have your own favorite keycaps. Or 3D print your own, whatever.
So we think this is really neat. And if you are going into the Matrix, this is the type of keyboard you need. Okay. Next up, Lady Ada. We got more.
Okay.
2 more things. Then we got to get out of here. Okay. You put in a little board.
Yeah, this is, I showed this off on Desk Lady Ada before. This is a TPL 5100, whatever, low power timer breakout. So this is the little board that helps you when you have a project that isn't low power but has to be low power. Because a lot of times when you're dealing with microelectronics, you don't necessarily have the ability to make it low power. Like for example, if you have something with the ESP8266, it has a sleep mode, but like it's kind of like a little bit unusual the way you use it, and it's hard to have it like wake up at an interval. Like you can have it so it interrupts on a pin, but it's like tougher to say like sleep for an hour and then wake up. Or other chips that are like don't necessarily have deep sleep modes. This is a chip that will do the deep sleep mode for you. So you power it with your 3 to 5 volts power and ground, and then there's a trim pot that allows you to change how often it turns on. So it'll turn on your device from as little as once every 100 milliseconds up to once every 2 hours. So there's like, a wide range of how often you want it to turn on your device, and it will like shut off power completely to the device when you pass it through. And
back in the day, I had to use 5 times a timer.
Yeah, you can use a 5 timer, but it's like it's a little.
I couldn't do this.
It's a little annoying, and then you still have to have a power transistor. So this has the power transistor on it already. Can draw like 4 amps through it, and not only that, but when you push the button or connect the delay pin to ground, it will automatically turn it on. So you have something that can turn on every 5 minutes, but then it will turn on instantly when you press a button.
Yeah.
And then your project basically sets a pin high when it's complete, and that will tell the device to turn it off. So it's kind of like an external watchdog timer thing that will.
Who watches the watchdogs?
It'll watch your device and do the power management. And we measured it with the Monsoon power meter, and I measured it 20 microamperes. Current draw. Now the data sheet says it should be able to do less than like 10 microamperes. So it could be my power meter wasn't going low enough, which is very possible. It could be that it does draw less power. We'll try to get
So what's the minimal time it can turn it on? So what's the maximum?
It can be as little as, it's completely adjustable from a range.
Okay.
It's as little as about 100 milliseconds.
Okay.
Turn on and off every 100 milliseconds to once every 2 hours.
Once every 2 hours, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it can be a little bit more, I think. It can be like maybe 2.5 hours.
Okay, that's good.
It's a 200K potentiometer.
Yeah.
And then if you want, you can actually put your own resistor if you want to if you look at the data sheet, instead of using potentiometer, if you specify the exact resistor, you can get like precise timing. But we want it to be like, hey, you can twist and adjust it to set the timing you want. So, it turns on and off as necessary. So great for like, you want to make something low power, but it's like an Arduino, and like Arduinos aren't very low power. Like they're just not designed to be. So this, you add it in and it turns your project into a low power design.
Okay. Now, tonight, the star of the show besides you, Lady Ada, you know what it is? You know what it is. Put it in the
Little
store.
glowy.
This is super glowy. You used this just a minute ago to talk to the other LEDs. You're like, hey, LEDs,
Yeah, we love
I'm here.
communication. So
I'm
this is
here.
a very, very small LED grid. It's 1 inch square. It's exactly 1 inch by 1
This is
inch.
beautiful.
It's got these new Dotstar APA 102 2020. So this is a 2-wire protocol, individually addressable LEDs. So you only need 2 wires. You can use it with any microcontroller because it's not timing specific like NeoPixels. This one has it at like brightness 5. They're incredibly bright.
Yeah.
So watch out, don't burn yourself. But you can use our dot matrix code. You can have it scroll text. You can have it do this little plasma code. That's always fun to do. It's compatible with any Dotstar code.
Do you want to show it off at all? Or
Yeah.
the overhead? Okay.
You want to go to the overhead?
Yeah.
So-
You can zoom in on it.
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. So, so it's got this grid, so you can see how small it is. And then I just have a trinket on the back that does the driving. And then there's 4 mounting holes that you can actually snap the mounting holes off if you want. So you don't need to have them. But basically my thing here was like, well, how small can I get an 8x8 grid? So 1 inch by 1 inch was pretty small. And what's nice is it's, easily controllable with 2 wires. Just give it, about 5 volts. And you're good to go. Very glowy.
That's
And yeah,
super
this is not
glowy.
even that bright either.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, I think it might
Let me
be
go back to
better.
this video. I really like the video that we put together for this. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the fast LED plasma demo. It's just a fun demo, but you can have it, words or little icons.
Chainable? Can you put them together?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
chain them. I mean,
Can you make a wall?
You can make a wall, but it would be very hot.
Yeah. We're not
bright.
into making walls here. We're into making bridges.
Yes.
LED light bridges.
But I think this could be good for like, art projects or like costumes or jewelry or
Okay.
something. I don't know. I just wanted to make the very, very small
It's
RGB
super
LED
good.
grid.
All right.
That was my goal.
And with that, Lady Ada, those are the new products, everybody.
Yay!
All right. So it's time to remind everyone of the code. If you want some of that stuff, you want to support lady-owned company on International Lady Day, use the code BullRide. I'll let the code go a little bit longer tonight. But you should try to use it before 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
It's a good idea.
You should.
Well, we also might run out of stuff. Although we're
I
trying to
might.
get stuff back in stock.
We might fall asleep. Okay, so let's do some questions.
Okay, we'll do some speed round.
Yeah, we're going to do some speed questions. We're going to get out. I know we're running a little late tonight, but it's okay. It's all right. Okay, post your questions in the chat, and we'll get to it. Okay, can you control Dotstars with the M0 line that we're coming out with?
You can control Dotstar than anything.
CircuitPython, you could do it?
Yeah, you can. You would use the SPI bus, but you can do that.
Okay.
Works great.
How long could the timer go? I know we went over it, but it got asked again.
About 2 hours.
About 2 hours. Okay. All right.
7,200 seconds, or I
Gotcha.
think is the
How
limit.
many could you put together theoretically? Of
Dotsars, as many as you want, as you can power them.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it just shifts register, just shifts the data down. You'll just have to go
Gotcha.
slower and give it a lot of power.
Gotcha. What's a project that you could use for that timer? What's a good example?
Anything where it's like you want, a sensor node that's on a radio. Maybe it's like solar powered. Wake up once every 2 hours, take a measurement, send it via cellular, send it via
Yeah.
radio. So you want to completely shut down the cellular modem. I mean, it's just hard sometimes when you have a lot of stuff to make sure that it's all going into sleep mode. This just turns off the power completely. You don't have to worry about
Gotcha.
any leakage.
Let's see. I can answer this one. How long until the M0 trinket's out of? We're working on it.
Working on it.
Okay.
Revisions have been made.
MicroPython ESPs, also working on that.
The MicroPython ESP, you can use it right now.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, we have beta code. You
Yeah,
load it
could.
up.
But we will be having shippable.
The Circuit Python, I think, is going to be. It'll be 1.0.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when that's going to
Yeah.
be.
Okay. Next up, person was setting up NeoPixels and couldn't find the cap that we recommend. 1,000 microfarad. Do we sell it or?
Any value around that size is fine.
Okay.
It's just recommended.
There's a request for a portable GameCube tutorial. That'd be cool.
That's cool.
Okay. What would you do as a high school student if you want to become a professional maker? Make projects.
Make projects.
And document
Dumpster
them.
dive.
Well, and document and put them online. You can use Dazuki. You can use Instructables. There's so many resources now. Show your projects. Make little videos.
Yeah.
If you can communicate something that you made, that is your entry into the professional world.
Yeah.
So that's an important part.
Absolutely.
Come on the show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell.
All right. Let's see. Have we ever done any cross collaboration videos on YouTube? Yeah. check out our
Absolutely.
YouTube channel. Okay.
No and Pedro have especially.
For AdaBox, if you miss others, are you at a loss? No. You're not at a loss. You can always eventually get. the
We have 1 and
AdaBoxes.
2 in the store right now, and 3 will be in the shop. A month after AdaBox 3 is done shipping, and we
Gotcha.
have more made.
Pricing for the Circuit Playground Expresses.
Unknown.
Yeah.
We're still working out.
Yeah.
It'll be good. It'll be a reasonable price.
Yeah. Our goal is to continue to have the boards at the lowest price possible so we can have more people use them. It's an education platform.
Yeah.
So it's definitely lower cost than all the other things out there.
It'll be very
Yeah.
affordable. We just don't know exactly that number
Yeah.
yet.
I mean, when you're going to compare, apples to apples, this will be a much lower cost but higher performance, more features than like say an Arduino Uno. which
It'll
is-
be less expensive than an Arduino
Yeah.
Uno.
So that's the target. Okay. Let's see. I think we've got through all the projects.
Okay, great.
One other suggestion for the folks out there who ask, how do I become an engineer? How do I do these things? What can I do? There is one thing that you should always consider while you're documenting doing stuff. Volunteer for groups that need people to make projects. So
Yeah.
if you look at our show and tell, you look at some of the projects that we have. If you especially watch the one from tonight on show and tell, AT Makers, every community needs people who can do some electronics. So while you're learning all this stuff, while you're learning 3D printing, there's people that have disabilities, there's people who need assistive technology, so you can help people while you're learning too. So that's one of the biggest things. If I had to say, like, you'll see that your impact when you make something is more than just the physical things. There'll be people that you could potentially change their life. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Not every hobby has that. Sorry.
Sure.
I mean, people love skiing. It's cool. Yeah, I get it. You know, I understand. I don't ski. But you don't really, unless maybe you save someone from an avalanche or something, you don't get the same type of personal reward when you're helping people with technology. It's just different. It's just different. So that's one thing that you can do.
Yeah, that's a good way. There's no better way to learn than teach others.
Yeah. And you know, there's not many rewarding hobbies that not only give you, you know, personal fulfillment, but you can make the world a better place. And I don't know, it's something that when we started doing this Adafruit stuff, we didn't set out to do assistive technology, but boy, it's sure working out. It's one of those things that you don't. It's a surprise. It's kind of like costuming. We didn't set out to do like cosplay, but now like a lot of costuming uses Adafruit stuff. Anyways, okay, so that is the questions for tonight. So we're gonna do a little top secret, I think, right?
No, I'll just skip it.
None?
No,
Skip it. All right, that's fine.
because we're out of time.
We're
But
out
we'll
of
have it
time.
next week.
Yeah, we'll do it next week. So this week we're gonna do something a little different with the trivia question.
Yeah.
Do something a little different because we have 5 streams going on at the same time. It gets hard to come up with a trivia question and then someone says, "Oh, like this chat saw it." But
I was in
this chat-"
fire. Yeah, I was in this
So,
snap
yeah.
space.
So one of the things that we've been thinking about is, well, how could we do something that's kind of fun, that has like, it's kind of hacky, and it's something that we've been showing off on Descal 88. So what we're going to do is take the first caller, and we're going to give you a Raspberry Pi Zero wireless.
Okay.
And
Wait, can I toss in another thing, a nuke for this?
You can
I
toss
want to
in
toss
a
in one
nuke,
of these
too.
little RGB things, which you could drive from the Pi Zero.
yeah, so
It's
call
cute.
own bit stab, and when the phone rings,
You'll get 2 things.
we're before you pick it up,
You have to turn the mic.
yeah. Now I'm gonna explain something before you answer the phone.
Yeah. What if they get
Our other phone pulls in the audio and has caller ID, and the person's really nice. So someone called them after figuring it out. This one doesn't.
Yeah.
So if that ever happens, be cool. All right, Lady Ada, award the prize.
Hello, you have reached Ask an Engineer. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Kirby from Wisconsin.
Hey, Kirby from Wisconsin.
Oh wow! Hey, Kirby.
Congratulations, you are the winner of today's prize. You're going to win a Raspberry Pi Zero wireless and some blinky LEDs. What are you going to build with it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably once the Bluetooth works, something for the car so I can listen to my music.
Sweet. Okay, car audio project. All right, that's great. Well, we're going to send you out that free stuff. All you
Yeah.
got to do is email support@Adafruit. Just say you're Kirby from Wisconsin.
Yeah, and you got a Pi Zero wireless.
Pi Zero wireless.
And the other product ID is what? Is it?
It's product number 3444.
Yeah.
Lot of fours.
Three
Alright.
fours. Easy to remember.
3444.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It's a little weird.
Kirby's
to
super nice.
delay
He's in
watching
the chat.
on the screen.
He's
Kirby,
nice.
you're super nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thanks for calling the phone.
Thanks for calling the phone.
Yeah.
And being our beta alpha tester for this new
All right.
giveaways. All right. Say hi to
Yeah.
everybody watching.
All right. good.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Later.
All right. So with this one, what we have is a mic that's hooked up to it. Now, if you call and we don't pick up, it's probably because we're going home. So if you want to leave a nice voicemail, that's fine too. And we might play
we
it
can
on a
play it.
future show. That's one of the things that we're doing. The one that we have at home, we tapped into the chip and it pulls out the audio, so the little bit of caller ID comes through.
I'm going to block
And-
that
no,
now.
no,
that
I know,
this.
I know. But the person who did it and the person who got the call, they're all super nice. It wasn't
Okay.
weird. It wasn't weird.
Be super nice to each other. Well,
Yeah.
look, I will eventually maybe I'll show how to do a decoder.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that's what it was, but I wasn't. We had just gotten it working like 5 minutes
Yeah.
earlier, and I was like, I wonder what that weird like noise thing is. So
Yeah.
I guess I learned something about caller ID.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Be cool, everybody.
congrats, Kirby. That was pretty fast dialing there.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Well, but we'll get that that VoIP stuff working here, so we'll get even better quality audio.
Yeah, what we want to do is pull out the audio and separate it. We did that using a mic that's taped inside here, but with the VoIP box that we have,
We separate out the...
it separates out.
Yeah, because we get
can do a
digital
lot of filtering.
PCM. Yeah, because it's all
super nice.
synthesized.
Yeah.
Check out the Escaladiata video if you want to see how I did it and how I used a Teensy to bit bang read the PCM.
Yeah.
What's cool is every comment was like, "You're doing it wrong," and I'm like, "I'm doing it wrong, but I've got the best thing working."
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people who've had a lot of phones, so they have a lot of opinions.
I know.
All right. Oh, I'll answer this one as we can.
Okay.
Hey, Ask an Engineer. Hello.
Must have been the wrong number. All right. So, anyways,
That's our show.
that's our show. That's pretty epic. Everything worked out.
Time to go to sleep.
Yeah. All right.
I gotta work on all sorts of new. We got some
Yeah.
exciting new products next. By the way,
There you
next
go.
week is gonna be like new products.
Yep.
Delicious.
All right.
Tune in next
Thank
week.
you, everyone. Don't forget, code is Bull Ride. 2% off into 11:59 p.m. tonight, maybe a little later. But that's our show. I'll get that phone after.
We'll get the phone after.
I'll get that after we're out.
Yeah.
All right. So here's your moment of Zener. Picture of a cat. And
Bring.
and we're out.
The telephone is ringing.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.